Hey guys, today we're going to have a quick review of the new Gan Skewb. So I just got this sent to me by Gan recently, so I want to thank them for sending this out. I'm going to put a link in the description to where you can buy this. They actually have an Amazon store set up now, so if you want to buy from there, you can. So yeah, the link will be in the description, but I'm going to have some of my first thoughts on this puzzle. I've had it for about a day or so. And then also that, after that, I'll have some solves that you can look at, a nice average of 5 I got recently. So I'm definitely not world-class on Skewb by any means, but it is something I've always liked to practice. In 2017, I got a sub 4 average, and since then I've got several more sub 4 averages in competition. I probably average around sub 4 at home. I actually was one of the people that got sub of the North American record single at one point on that one day when like 4 or 5 of us broke it. So that was really exciting. But yeah, Skewb's just always been an event I've liked. I don't practice it as much recently, but I might start up again, doing a little bit more practice. So out of the box, I definitely really like this cube. It was really fast, which was good. Some of my other Skewbs that I've had before are actually sometimes even just like a little bit too slow, and it takes a lot of work for me to get them sped up a lot. So I do like the speed of this one. It was actually a little too uncontrollable for me at first, but there's a lot of different tensioning options you can do with the Gan cubes, obviously, which I'll quickly show in a minute. But that helps it get it set up pretty quickly. So it's at a speed I like a lot better now. It also just has a feeling out of the box that I enjoy a lot, which is definitely important for me. Usually the events that I practice a lot are ones where I like just turning the puzzle almost, like where I like the feeling of the cube. So it's always good to have sort of a new one that turns well and one that I enjoy solving with. And I think this will definitely be a cube like that. It's definitely a fairly light cube, as you can see, and there's definitely not any problems with like corner cutting or anything like that I've found so far, and also those are just a different setting that you can adjust as well on Gan cubes. And so really the only problems I've had sometimes are being a little bit too uncontrollable, but that's also partly just because like I'm sort of getting back into Skewb a little bit, and so my turning's definitely not perfect by any means. And sometimes with these square Skewbs, it can kind of pop out of your hands. One of the other Skewbs that I had been using, in the past as my main, was the X-Men Wingy, where it had those indents in the middle, or where it was concave, which helped with the grip a little better. So it does slip out of my hands sometimes, or just be a little bit uncontrollable, but again, that might just be me, and it's definitely, I do like the turning of this cube in general. So I believe what I have is the enhanced version. There's also a standard version that's going to come out with this, which is also magnetic, but this one has additional magnets in these spots on the centers, whereas the standard one does not. So that's the main difference between those. I don't 100% know what the standard would then feel like, because this definitely feels like a good balance of magnets, so I'm not sure what the difference in feeling and turning would be, but that's something that's up to you whenever you want to choose which one of these to purchase. It's actually been a while since I've gotten a Gan cube, so I wasn't quite used to this new GES system at first, but it was pretty easy to get the hang of. I'm not going to go fully into how everything works here. There's probably a lot better videos on it, but it's able to allow you to modify both sort of the elasticity of the springs and then just sort of the tightness of everything. And so just changing those around made it pretty easy to change the setup of the cube without getting out like a screwdriver and everything like that. So there is this extra tool that helps do part of that for you. It'll click the different positions, and as long as they're even across the different 4 corners of the cube, because yeah, so with just the way this cube works, there's going to be 4 different corners that need tensioning, and then the other 4 aren't able to be tensioned. So those ones I don't even believe the caps come off. I think they're glued on, and on these ones the caps come off looking like this, so you don't have to like take off the white and then red and blue. It just all comes off at once. So yeah, the only problem with this sort of is being the way the caps were just set up here. It was, it wasn't the easiest thing to get them off, but it wasn't that bad, especially after a few times of doing it. But if you're trying to set this cube up, I would recommend sort of getting it to tensions you want before putting all the caps back on, instead of a bunch of trial and error where you keep having to take them on and off, because that was a little bit frustrating at times. I would definitely say it's going to be my main. it's not necessarily leaps and bounds above everything else that has come out in the past years. It's I would say it's a little bit better than everything else I personally have. But what I do like about it is the feeling of the cube in general. Some of the other cubes I have, they turn fast and stuff, and they're pretty good, but I didn't necessarily enjoy solving them as much. And it's always nice to have something come out that has a new distinct feeling and is really just pleasurable to solve. So overall, this cube's definitely going to be my main, and I think it's a really nice cube. So I definitely recommend picking it up if you have the chance. Besides that, we're going to go ahead and get into some solves right now. So thanks for watching, guys.